So the worst people that you know just all got together in one room. Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, I swear to God, this is his real height. Myron Gaines, the other Tate guy, which nobody knows the first name of because he's irrelevant. Sneeko, this guy who wears really tight suits for some reason, and Clavicular. And I think their idea was that this is going to be like a collision of worlds. It was going to be some crazy collab content. They obviously filmed the whole thing, but the internet's kind of clowning on them for this because it turns out that Nazis are kind of awkward in real life. And I'm going to show you the highlights. And guys, I admit it, I'm going to be a biased, hating ass bitch. I'm going to nitpick the hell out of Nick Fuentes because you know what? This channel, we focus a lot on news and substance, but hating is fun. And that's all I'm going to say on that. But let's continue. So people are hating on Nick's clothing choices. You know, it is really interesting that he wears a suit all the time, but none of them fit particularly well. Now, do I have a place to criticize anybody on well-fitting suits? No. I wear polos in every single video or t-shirts. But you know, if you're gonna be the suit guy, you know, you might as well get fitted suits. But the funniest clip is the one I'm about to show you that has, let's just say, fed into some of the theories going around the internet about Mr. Nicholas J. Fuentes. Watch.
Yo, Nick, I'm going to bring some girls over for you.
Please don't. I'm going to bring some girls over for you. Please don't. Interesting. More for you. It's really interesting. People have pointed out consistently that Nick Fuentes seems to have zero interest in women. And listen, guys, this is a pro-LGBTQIA whatever plus, you know, YouTube channel. But Nick Fuentes thinks homosexuality is a sin. And so it's kind of interesting that every single time he's near a woman, he seems to be very uncomfortable with the idea of having any sort of relationship with them whatsoever. And people have this theory that he's actually secretly gay, including many right-wingers. I mean, look at how he sits sometimes. I mean, that's a little bit strange. He's been caught with cat boys. You know, there's allegations that he's had sexual relations with Destiny. Do I know if they're true or not? I don't know. But look at how terrified he is when he's near women. And we know Nick Fuentes is a virgin because he told us. Watch.
Says the guy, have you ever had sex?
No, absolutely not.
Wow.
No, absolutely not. Which, listen, he alleges this is because of his devout Catholic faith. But all the time he's making jokes that are super crass and sexual and inappropriate. And I mean, the guy says that he likes Hitler, you know, like it doesn't seem like Nick Fuentes, somebody who loves being edgy and doesn't seem to care about basic morality at all, would really be so concerned with his morals that he wouldn't be willing to have sex with a woman if he actually wanted to. But to be fair to him, he alleges that he is very much attracted to women. Watch this.
Just to clear up one of the many theories about you, I've no idea what the answer is and you haven't got to answer. But are you actually attracted to women?
I am attracted to
After a little bit of a delay.
women.
You're not gay?
No.
Okay, maybe there's a delayed response, but okay. I feel like if somebody said, "Are you gay?" it wouldn't be like, no. I feel like you could do it very quickly, but maybe I'm nitpicking.
But I will say that women are very difficult to be around.
I know, we could tell from all the clips. So yeah, they basically, this get together, they're hanging around in a bus. They play the Hail Hitler song by Kanye. They also play it in the bar. It's a bunch of degeneracy, which is interesting. It's interesting because these are people that want a super traditionalist, hyper-regimented society. Well, at least they say they want that. But like all these people are ideologically aligned, even though their actual end goal should be very different. I mean, Andrew Tate is a pimp. Nick Fuentes is somebody who I think, who I believe purports to say that porn should be banned, and he believes in a very traditionalist society. If that was actually true, you would think that he would be bothered being in a club full of scantily clad women. He wouldn't want to go to a place like this because it's so degenerate. But that's neither here nor there. This clip, I think, illustrates how awful these people are. Just they're mean-spirited, nasty people. And I could explain it to you, but I'll let you see for yourself.
I thought I was like at least an 8.
You are not an 8. You're not an 8.
Yeah.
You're a thirsty savage that asks for validation.
That's kind of rude.
That's kind of rude. That's justice. That's kind of rude. Is it? Leviculous.
So yeah, like they're just demeaning this woman, and it's like they play up this notion that like women are bad and entitled and mean to men, and so there's all this resentment they play into amongst young men that don't have like are incels or haven't had good relations with women, and so they play in this resentment that young men have that women are nasty and have all these high expectations of men, and therefore, you know, we shouldn't value their opinion as much. Therefore, they're bad. But what you see here is they're just being like mean to not just any random woman, but Clavicular's, I don't know, girlfriend or something. And he's just fine with that. And it's like clear to me that the whole point is that they just think women are less valuable than men and they can treat them poorly all the time. And then like people with this ideology wonder why they can't get a girlfriend, right? They have to LARP as liberals or moderates in order to get a girlfriend. It's because women don't want to be around men. They don't want to be with men that genuinely believe they are lesser than them and treat them in a really nasty, ugly way. And the fact that Clavicular would like let the girl that's sitting on his lap get demeaned like that is really disgusting. It you know, highlights his bad moral character. But also this girl should get GTFO, girl. What the hell are you doing here? Seriously, like, you got to leave. Maybe it's the money. Maybe it's the money. Here's another clip that highlights how Nick Fuentes seems uncomfortable even walking around in public. Take a look.
I love that Nick Fuentes walks the streets, you know? He's a real human being.
I'm glad you like that. One of us is like that.
He doesn't seem very comfortable at all, just walking around. And they also got spooked after they heard noises that they perceived to be gunshots.
Did that get you or what?
Yeah. That startled me.
This is the guy that's like the cult leader of like a couple 100,000 groypers around the internet. They looked at this like short, like 5'3". Okay, this is edited. This is definitely edited. But they looked at this short guy. This is their short king that will lead the Nazi revolution to take our country. I find it kind of funny. But yeah, people are roasting the hell out of him. The nightclub condemned Nick Fuentes after they found out that he went there. I mean, it must be hard to be the kind of guy that just has such an odious ideology that's like so hated in this country that every place that you go to has to condemn you after you leave there. And it makes sense, honestly, because this bar played the Hail Hitler song for the people inside upon the request of these influencers, which is insane. And so something a lot of people are pointing out is that this is an extremely diverse group for white nationalism. I mean, the faces of white nationalism have never been more diverse in their complexion. Andrew Tate is not white. Neither is his brother. Myron Gaines is straight up a black man from Africa. Nick Fuentes is part Mexican. And Sneeko is not white. So there's like two fully, authentically white dudes in the mix. And that led to Trigonometry making this really funny edit of that iconic Hitler clip from one of the, you know, movies that Hitler's in. And well, you just have to see it for yourself. Watch him.
Es ist dem Feind gelungen, die Front in Weiterformation zu besprechen und stößt auf Stahnsdorf vor. Der Feind operiert jetzt am nördlichen Stadtrand zwischen Frohnau und Pankow.
Mit dem Angriff Steiners wird das alles in Ordnung kommen.
Mein Führer, Steiner konnte nicht genügend Kräfte für einen Angriff massieren. Der Angriff Steiner ist nicht erfolgt.
They're telling Hitler that his movement's led by gay people and Mexicans and a black dude.
Es bleiben im Raum Keitel, Jodl, Krebs und Burgdorf.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl! Wer schickt Sie? Dass Sie es wagen, Sie meinen Befehl zu widersetzen! Und weit ist das also gekommen. Der Militär hat mich belogen! Jeder hat mich belogen, sogar die SS!
Herr Führer, ich kann nicht zulassen, dass die Soldaten, die für Sie verbringen...
Nicht Feiglinge! Verreiter, Versager!
Mein Führer, was Sie da sagen, ist ungeheuerlich.
Die Generalität ist das Geschmolz des deutschen Volkes! Sie ist ohne Ehren!
Yeah, so you guys get the idea. But, you know, I really wonder what Hitler would think about the modern neo-Nazi movement, considering the fact that it seems to be extremely ethnically inclusive. One of the most, I mean, there's even transgender groypers. lurking around the internet, which is unique. And it's not just random, like people, center-right people, and obviously liberals like me and people on the left attacking Nick Fuentes. Candace Owens has joined in on the fun. Watch.
Following him. This is a Glee Club kid, okay? He's dramatic. I like Nick Fuentes clips. Like I like watching Real Housewives clips. And this is, by the way, the problem, as I've said, that heterosexual men cannot continue to follow theater boys. This is actually an illness in our society, is that people who are playing the part of men and are actually at their core theater boys and want to go to Congress and want to have platforms and would never fight wars, they are, for whatever reason, being listened to by actual men. This was just unbelievable to me that the statement was made and you couldn't see that it was going to end here. Of course, this is what happens. This is what happens.
Yeah, so she's not a fan of Nick Fuentes anymore. She thinks he's a theater boy. And this brings me to the last thing I want to talk to y'all about, which is Nick. I want to show y'all that Nick Fuentes is really just a fraud. Okay, a lot of people think Nick Fuentes is this guy, he says edgy things, but he actually has real convictions. And what I want to argue, for you, is that Nick Fuentes is a person who understands the algorithm really well. He understands that he needs to say something edgy that people don't expect to get clicks and virality and to get these kind of viral shorts. And that's his whole thing, rage baiting people. But he doesn't actually have any sincere convictions. And that's shown with all of the flip-flops he's made within short spans of time, where he takes the minority position on every single issue, and then he'll flip whenever the minority position switches. Like if the positions change, he'll take the new minority position issue so that he can stay edgy and controversial. And that's clear with Epstein, where, Nick Fuentes said that he would go to an Epstein's island if he was given the opportunity, and he made fun of Sneeko for not wanting to do so. And this is part of the big reversal we've observed of Nick Fuentes on the Epstein issue. This guy, Chris Brunette, which is a pretty right-wing person, has criticized Nick Fuentes for going from attacking Trump for, not releasing the Epstein files, attacking Trump for protecting pedophiles, to saying that actually Epstein was really cool and he wasn't a pedophile. Take a look at these tweets and clips. Let's first start with this one where Nick Fuentes says, "Let us never forget that 1 year ago today, our president Donald Trump was spared from sudden death by God. Trump took a bullet so that he could live to cover up Epstein's pedophile island and to bomb Iran for Israel." And so Nick Fuentes was taking the anti-Trump on Epstein position earlier in his term because that was the controversial position on the right. Then he completely switched his position and said this.
This whole pedo thing, it's like, is it really pedophilia? I don't want to be the one that has to say it, but I guess I'm being forced to say it. It's not really pedophilia, okay? They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like they were technically not legal. Big difference, in my opinion. I know that's a controversial take, but that's not really the issue there, okay? The issue is not that they were barely legal teens, which is what it is. It's horrendous.
Barely
it's
legal.
It's pedophilia. Okay, relax. No, the issue is that Epstein is a Jewish spy, probably.
So that's what he said. And then the reversal continued with this clip.
Sometimes you got to be the villain. Epstein's my boy, dude. Let's just be honest. Epstein was cool as fuck. There, I said it. What are you going to do? Go ahead, cancel me. Yeah, I said it. Jeffrey Epstein was cool as fuck. Now what? Go ahead, cancel me. Do it. So sometimes we have to be the villain. Sometimes.
Yeah, so that's a huge reversal. And a lot of right-wingers have called him out for it. And just to fact check this notion that Jeffrey Epstein was not going after people that were, below, they were just barely legal, the people that Jeffrey Epstein sexually trafficked. We know for a fact he went after at least down to 14-year-olds. And actually there's allegations that some of the women were as young as 11. That's not barely legal. Those are children. An 11-year-old is a child. So that's a disgusting reversal, but I think it's indicative of a broader thing with Nick Fuentes, which is he has to rage bait people. And so earlier in Trump's term, he was anti-Trump because that was the minority position on the right. And then as it became much more popular to attack Trump on certain things like Epstein, now Nick Fuentes is being pro-Trump again. Why? Because it's the minority position. And so that's what Nick Fuentes does. He understands the algorithm really well. That's why he does so well. But he's not a genuine person. He is a really, he says really nasty things all the time. And even if he doesn't mean them, that's still bad if you say nasty things. I mean, he recently had a clip where he said that my issue with Trump is not that he's Hitler, it's that he's not Hitler. I wish Trump was Hitler. And it's like, how could any serious person, even if you're very conservative, think that is like Hitler would be a good archetype for a good leader of a country? Hitler destroyed Germany. He was terrible for even the Aryan German people, let alone everyone else that he destroyed, right? And so Nick Fuentes isn't a serious person. He kind of had a bad day. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back with you tomorrow.